Welcome back to another episode here of the Gangsta Rapologist channel. I am your Gangsta Rapologist. You probably are a Gangsta Rapologist too. If you know shit about gangsta rap like I do, welcome to the channel, yo. Today I want to go back to Detroit and talk about an underrated classic, as a lot of things from Detroit are pretty underrated. But this one right here is WickedWorldwide.com from that group NATAS, Esham Mastermind, and TNT, rest in peace. This record came out in 1999. This was the Gotham Overcore era. A couple weeks ago, you saw that I did Ghetto E, kind of a review, a reaction video on his record. Gotham Overcore. That era had Dayton Family, Kool Keith, Esham under one label. Who else was hanging around? Heather Hunter, the porn star, was going to have a rap album there. And I can't remember if anybody else was on that label. But we had some dope cuts from that era, that label, which was about 1996 to 1999, the year 2000, I should say. Yeah, around there, about a 4-year run they had. And one of the best records that they came out with was NATAS WickedWorldwide.com. Y'all know that this group right here is pretty infamous. Probably didn't hit the charts at any time given their content. But, this record was probably their best shot at mainstream success. And I want to talk about it. I want to talk about my favorite tracks, why I think this is a 5-star classic record. And we're going to open her up and take a deep look at the inside graphic work. It's pretty dope. I mean, look at that. Isn't that sweet? That's hella sweet. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, on the Millennium Eve, Y2K Eve, pretty much, around that time, NATAS drops WickedWorldwide.com. That legendary rap group representing Detroit, just through a grittier lens, if you ask me, a grittier lens. If you're following NATAS or you followed them back in the day, you know that they have a different set of paintbrushes when it comes to what they do, their craft. Their records are a little bit more violent, morbid, sexual, with the touch of religious topics, just for a good measure. Pretty much what back in the day you would call shock value, which these days is not that shocking anymore. However, this record, which was made, I think about 7 years after after the conception of the group, brings something, a little special, mind-blowing even. This is one of those records that blew my mind and just shattered expectations back in the day. In this episode, I want to do a deep dive into this record. I'm going to go through the physical, of course, review the record, play a few of my favorite joints, I should say. I have a little bit of, like 30 or 20 seconds of them. And then there's a few questions I want to get answered by the end of this. First of all, how does this record hold up in 2025? I mean, that's about 26 years later. That's crazy, man. This record came out 26 years ago. And then, how gangsta is it? We know that NATAS can be, a little shock value, that acid rap, as they call it, or horrorcore. But all in all, like, when we move all that to the side, how gangsta is this record? That's what we want to know. And then on a scale of 1 to 5, stars, how does it rate? This video is divided by chapters mercifully. You can skip what you don't like, peep the rest, or just grab a drink or smoke them if you got them, and we're going to dive into .com.
Yeah. Tweet, baby. Never die forever. NATAS will never die forever. I fly. You and
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as promised, NATAS WickedWorldwide.com, the physical purple edition. Very purple on the back. We got our tracks here, pretty cool. 1999 Overcore. All right. Very purple on the front. Very purple. Let's open this baby up here. Boom, look at that. NATAS.com. Cool, man. I like that. I like the artwork here. Pretty sweet. Y'all know what it is. The Garden, I think it's called. Check that out. Gotham Overcore TVT. Let's get a zoom in on that. 1999 Gotham Overcore. Doing it big back in 99. Yeah, let's flip this bad boy over. Oh, look at that. The bonus disc. This is what I want. I wind. Also drop in 2000 AD Esham bootleg, the workhorse. You know, I had that one. I had that just for that one track featuring Esham. I should really look for that again. Esham Tongues, y'all know that's a classic. Mastermind, that was actually named to the Mind's Eye. From the Lost Vault, y'all know what that is. Very easy to find stuff. Very easy to find. Here we got the Garden, or is it Paradise? I don't know, whatever that shit was called. Purple as hell. Nation Ahead of Time in Space. Pretty sweet. I don't know, they kept the NATAS red on this disc. That's pretty funny. And it was the bonus disc for the purple version. Go figure. Let's see what this bad boy looks like now. This is something special, man. Boom. I mean, we have to really open this whole thing up. Damn, this is going to be a beast to open. Worth it, though. Worth it. Sheesh, look at that, man. I'll do my best here. All right, we really zoomed out here. This is we are zooming the hell out. Look at all that. Pretty slick, right? I mean, just take a moment to enjoy the cover art of what we used to have back in the day, man. CD inserts. And they really tried on this one. I mean, look at that. I mean, they really did try. It was cool, man. They went all out. What's on the other side, though? It's got to be merch. Merch! Yes, sir. All this NATAS and Esham merch. The entire Esham NATAS collection. I mean, I think it's grown to be twice the size at this point in 2025. But check this out. TNT, rest in peace. Mastermind and Esham. Almost reminds me of Bone Thugs, you know, with the skull. You can kind of see a skull on their faces there, you know. Just a little bit of that bone-ish type of feel. Esham. Wow, there's TNT again. Hard to see with this light, but there you go. Rest in peace, my man. Mastermind hiding in the back here somewhere. And then what do we got here? Back from the depths of Detroit's underground. All right, read that on your own time. Pretty dope, man. That's the artwork here. CD insert, you know. I mean, damn, what a beast of a thing to have. Almost like a poster, really. You could hang this up like a poster almost. Gonna put that up here with this bad boy. I don't know, man. You got yourself a pretty dope ass CD, you know, physical CD. I wonder if anybody out there has the tape. I'd love to see that shit. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the physical, you know, Overcore, TVT, NATAS, www.com, Wicket worldwide. Hell yeah. Let's do this side by side for dramatic effect, you know. That thing was the shit, man. That thing was the shit. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. NATAS, www.com. Wicket worldwide. The physical. All right, all you old cats out there, you recognize that modem sound, right? We kick off this record with the crazy upbeat, hot entrance to the .com world. Immediately, you recognize the Esham production. It's off the wall. It's nuts. Telly Savalas, Who Loves You Baby? This track is all Esham and Mastermind. It's got an old school vibe to it. It's like some Run DMC energy. Mastermind, you know how he raps. He's like an attack dog, all gas, no brakes. He's all in, all the way. And hearing Esham and Mastermind back then come out so hard was amazing.
Bite me, love me. Who loves you, baby? Don't nobody love me. Bite me, love me. Who loves you, baby?
Life trying to scold me. Pieces of my mind chopped like dime rocks. From a whole key, I kick the world drunk. Ain't no love for thee. Get your ass out my face before this shit gets ugly.
Don't nobody love me. Fuck me.
Millions guys trying to kill me. Must be.
And it wouldn't be a NATAS record without each member cutting a solo, right? Mastermind, right off the bat, comes back with Kill Me, with that Esham signature sound, which I always refer to them strange noises that no one would think to use in a beat. You hear it and you know it. That's Esham Smith. Love the track, Kill Me. Anytime Mastermind gets to shine, it's just a gem, man. It's just a gem. The guy is hard. Finally, TNT comes out on the one. 3 tracks in, and the anticipation is pretty killer at this point if you're waiting for TNT. Check out this verse.
Hey yo, I see that nigga. I'm finna kill that nigga. Keep my finger on the trigger of my 40 cal. Make the shot go blow in the middle of the night. Spark light for beef. I pack heat. Fuck a fist fight. Trained assassin. Master of all techniques. Do your bitch, that's why you sleep. Wrap your body up in bloody bed sheets. I leave no prints or signs of force entry. My element of surprise is advanced. The killer part was elementary. Put 2 slugs in your memory. Your body goes slump. Put your ass.
The beat is bananas. You got some, bells or wind chimes or maybe an ice cream truck, whatever that is, man. Over these killer lyrics, this is gangsta shit in the Y2K. And then the album hits a high point. We get a guitar riff. Y'all know how I feel about those. I ain't a big fan unless it's done perfect. Not only is this one done perfect on
Another Enemy,
but it's possibly the best rap rock combination you'll ever hear. These men bring venom here, delivery, the writing, the flows. It's fucking insane. If you had to sell this record on just one track, you might use this track to do that.
When we done this, you'll get punished. Detroit, we run this. Don't get me confused with MC still paying dues. I'm a classic. Let me spit my acid. Stay in an all glass kit until I burn up in my casket. My carnival's ways Jurassic. I'm sick. Niggas sicker than sick. Bitch, suck my dick. I still bust off slugs at thugs and get to fuck who you with. Don't get your shit split. Never admit. Cause killers don't talk about the murders they commit. Come again now.
On a 5-star record, this is a 5-star track. Oriental Spas, the Esham solo, gives us a breather. The album finally slows down a little bit. The intermission track, all these tracks have been so hype. This one is chill as fuck. The bass, the guitar, it's all a masterpiece here. It's like, with this Detroit gumbo. The keys are genius. The track is out of left field too, almost like something you would have gotten on Esham's Dead Flowers, but with the modern twist. It's an easy track. It's vivid even, like you're there, like you can see what Esham is writing. Man, it's dope, but it's chill. Other notable tracks on the first half of this record, Football. Come on. The game analogies will blow your mind. They're clever, they're gangsta, and this track is so fucking hype. You can box with this being your background. You know what I mean? You want to come out to some fight music, and y'all old school NATAS fans will appreciate that Liquid Drano sample, resampled again. That voice is pretty fucking dope. Cyberkill, the TNT solo track. Enjoy them while you can. They're rare. This is that Y2K bug track. And if you were around on this side of the millennium, you know what that was like. That Y2K hysteria. Rest in peace, TNT. You got a solo gem here. Put them on a playlist because they're rare. I love this track, man. Cyberkill. Then the album arguably hits its pinnacle peak with Forever Fly. NATAS shows off their skills, and to me, they hit their prime on this one. I know Esham is the brains behind these beats, with Santos helping out a little bit in the mix. This one is a doozy. It's mind-blowing. The guitar strings, the vocals of some person, almost like speaking in tongues with all these epic bars from every member. And this one is just too hot, man. It even spreads the love at the end with an instrumental of itself. This is a favorite for sure. Their verses, man, like this is just an epic track. It's a longer track, and you'll appreciate every second of it. Forever Fly, man. I mean, check out how it starts like tweak, baby, do, do, do. NATAS will never die forever, I fly.
NATAS will never die forever, I fly. UNHOL, I sing another wicked lullaby. When I kick it, bitches know they bite it, wanna murder my style's been terror in the owls, no question why. Thunder falls from the sky when the demons cry. Suicidal when I bust a demonic recital. I may murder your idol, MC homicidal. Finish them off and flew away with your title. I think you best be going and beating your
So dope, so catchy. This is an iconic track, maybe NATAS' best track ever. Check it out, put it on a playlist. I know I sound like a hype beast, but this is a 5-star record, man, and these are 5-star tracks. This is big boy music. We're talking titans in the studio, man, just titans in the studio. In my opinion, the next 5-star track on this record is The Truth. The vibe I still get is some Y2K shit. You know if you were there. The year 2000, man, it was something mysterious. I consider this album like the soundtrack to 1999. And again, we get an epic beat, hard-hitting bass on your eardrums. Man, this is some wicked, monkey, funky sound shit with a hook that's out of this world. This is ahead of time and space shit. Esham's verse here especially cements him as the true king of that wicked shit, man. The guy is out of his mind. Love the track, man. The Truth, one of my favorites. And then oddly enough, or not, Mastermind gets a solo track, and it's the title track. Mastermind really being the backbone of the group, in my opinion, carrying more solo tracks on NATAS records than any other member of NATAS. I guess it shouldn't be surprising that the title track was all him. It's a cool track, but I want to move on and focus towards the end of this album, Funeral Parlor, a track that subtracts Mastermind. Hearing just Esham and TNT and their year 2025 is even more eerie than it was back in 1999. The topic of the dead, the way they mix heavy thoughts into a thug poem is comparable only to, well, Nas, really. Now that TNT is no longer with us, this dreary track just hits different.
I see dead. I check the rigor mortis. Cause time moves slow as a tortoise. Like a virgin, like Madonna, till she had little daughters. She can't afford us, time goes fast. Life's the shortest. Officially for the good green weed and coke snorters. Support us, look how far the dead brought us. 2080 rock the funeral parlors. Dead ballers and dirt crawlers. Under the surface, you must know the difference between the angel.
Let me know what you think about it in the comments. This is one of my favorites though, man. Play it at your own funeral, all right? Play it at your own funeral. That's what it's for. Then I got 2 more tracks that I want to talk about specifically. Virgin Mary and Bite It. Virgin Mary has an upbeat killer sound, with these guys bringing in the heat. The sick-ass flows and the lyrics remind you on every bar who these dudes are. Look, I pointed out because you don't want to miss it, man. I'm not going to spoil it, but you got to check it out. This is not a shit. I love the hook. How can you not love the hook on this, man? It just gets stuck in your head. Finally, Bite It. The funkiest track on this album. I mean, this one is so badass, so funky. Man, your head will bob itself for you. Trust me, man. The flows are all on point on this one. To a T, man. It's perfect. I don't know if this is some disco shit or some 80s shit, where that influence comes from. But man, it's a 5-star track on a 5-star record. Pushing 6 in my opinion. I love the song so much. The song is a general diss to rappers that be biting their shit And it's not even venomous, you know? They just know people bite their shit and they're having fun with it. I recognize their influence for real, man. The whole genre was basically authored by this group, you know? It's crazy, but I love the track. One of my favorites. I never skip it, never skip it. Let's finish off this record. It's a real light mood with visions of Cancun and motivation, you know, way far fetched from the "Do you believe in God" days. It's just a mature NATAS putting their spin on, you know, some positive topics, you know, keeping it above average raps too. With that NATAS hot sauce, I like to say, just adding their flavor into it. It's a perfect ending to a hot record, and you leave the entire record just hungry for more. And what do, man? You play it again, you play it again. But I like the way the record finishes, especially the last song, Motivation. Another mastermind solo. Sounds like the ending to a video game. You know, you get that positive music like, man, you did it, man. You just beat Street Fighter. I love the way it ends. Mastermind just kills it on here. So, let's conclude. The album, in my opinion, is the definition of epic. Some of the craziest beats you ever heard, along with some of the craziest lines from some of the craziest rappers from Detroit. And I don't mean crazy in like a shock value and insane way, man. There's a beautiful order to this madness. If there ever is a religious experience to come out of a gangster rap record, man, it comes from wickedworldwide.com. And ironically, it's from a group so infamous, NATAS. They've been blackballed forever. It's dope. It's out of this world. On a scale, well, let's start off with that gangsta rating. You know, that gangsta scale. You know, NATAS is a group that brought you that G shit from Detroit. Even if it was toned down a bit here compared to their previous work, this is still a hot 4 out of 5 on the gangsta meter. You got guns, you got bitches, but then we also got these tracks like Oriental Spas and Cancun and some motivation that are upbeat, you know, and they just make you want to move. If anything, this is NATAS's most versatile record. It was the best shot at mainstream success, and you can hear that on every second of this record. It's so polished, man. It's a classic record. To me, the record sounded like NATAS time traveled into the future, recorded something, and pulled it back for 1999. And I remember telling my homie that back in the day, that man, it's like Esham like skips time, man. He's always ahead. He's always bringing that next shit, that new sound. And in 2025, this still bumps, man. It's still hot. It was ahead of its time in 99. It's perfect for 2025. Probably just cements itself as a timeless classic. I hate to sound like a hype beast, you guys. I really hate to sound like a hype beast, but this record just blew my mind for real, man. I love it. So what do you think about the record though? You know, uh did you check this out in 1999? You know, was it mind-blowing? What was you doing back in 99 when this came out, man? I got a lot of memories just bumping this shit with the homies, you know, blunted out in a car, just cruising, man. It was fucking dope, man. I was a youngster. All right, y'all. Look, I knew I'd be a hype beast, but I tried to keep it real. I love this record, and you should check it out. All right, we got more records from that Gotham era. Cool Key, Dayton Family, we're gonna spin them, no doubt. Until then, man, go bumpsomemore.com, and thanks for checking out the show. Now, there's something that bothers me about streaming this record on Spotify and Apple Music or wherever. And if you don't know, the last song skips, like they burnt a CD that was scratched. And I don't know why it happens on Spotify, why it happens on Apple Music. But what I want to know also is, does this happen on the physical? You know, I want to check that out. You know, the final song of the record, I don't know why it skips, but it does. Crazy. It's crazy ass artwork. I mean, wow. I mean, what do we even have going on here? Like, what is that? I have no idea. No idea. There's just a lot going on here. Creeps. Pretty dope, man. Pretty dope.